Jennifer is involved with Diddy. I saw Diddy and Jennifer having sex. And I also know that Jennifer sold young boys to Diddy.
How did J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, get dragged in to Sean Combs's nightmare? In the last days, somehow, Jenny from the block finds herself in a whole heap of trouble.
A former Playboy model claims Sean Diddy Combs made her watch a Jennifer Lopez music video on repeat at one of his freak-offs. Rachel Kennedy claims the footage was playing on a continuous loop in Diddy's Tokyo hotel room during the 2000 interaction, and further alleged that the rapper was on the phone with J-Lo.
Girl, you need to get in on this ASAP, because things just exploded. People think they finally uncovered the real reason behind Ben Affleck's messy split from J.Lo. And guess who's allegedly right in the middle of it all? Yep, Diddy, to everyone's shock. There's buzz going around that J.Lo never really cut ties with him, even after their high-profile breakup back in the late 90s, when rapper Shine took the fall for that infamous nightclub incident. The streets are saying that J.Lo remained entangled in all the chaos well after her relationship with Diddy was supposedly over. But here's where things get wild. Apparently, Ben Affleck got out before the drama hit the fan because he already knew what was going down. Multiple sources are claiming that he may have uncovered something huge. But what exactly did he find? And is it true that there's a disturbing tape of J.Lo involved with some of Diddy's alleged victims that Ben supposedly used as leverage? Let's break it all down.
He joins us now, sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999 and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days.
I can tell you that immediately, the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she had to say, as well as those jurors.
After Jennifer Lopez was dragged into the Diddy lawsuit over allegedly being the gun mule in a 1999 nightclub shooting where Diddy and J.Lo allegedly made a rapper named Shine take the fall and spend 10 years in prison for them, people have started digging into her past, and it raises some questions.
I don't know if he was present with that, but I know he had been hanging around with him in London, in Paris, different places.
Law enforcement sources are expecting the feds to widen the Diddy probe to include previous criminal investigations. Now, we know Diddy was criminally investigated regarding that shooting in New York. I didn't realize the extent of J-Lo's involvement.
And I said, Puffy shot me in my face. This man testified. I testified in the criminal trial. This man testified in the criminal trial. People are like, why didn't she speak up then? Why is she saying something now? She want clout. Are you dumb?
J-Lo is just, I don't know. Every man she's been with has said the same thing, except for Diddy. Diddy's the only one that said she was a great girlfriend and how he wish he hadn't messed it up.
Well, she deserved it. She's one of the flyest out there.
Yeah, well, she thinks that of you too. She named you one of the great loves of her life.
Yeah,
was she one of yours too?
Yeah, without.
Jennifer Lopez has long tried to distance herself from her past with Diddy, downplaying it like it was just a fling. But anyone who remembers the late 90s knows better. Back then, they were a power couple, splashed across every headline, and their bond seemed unbreakable. Many believe that J.Lo was more than just Diddy's girlfriend. She was his ride or die. Might have been deeper in the mix than she ever let on. Despite their split, the real story behind their relationship has never fully come to light. While the public always knew they were together, rumors kept swirling, especially around the 1999 nightclub shooting. That night changed everything. J.Lo's story has always been vague, like she was just an innocent bystander swept up in Diddy's chaotic world. But some fans think she's been hiding the full truth. That night, J.Lo and Diddy were out celebrating Shine's upcoming album release at a Times Square club. J.Lo's career was still new. Shine was only 21 and rising, and Diddy had champagne in hand. As they left, he allegedly bumped into Matthew Scar Allen. Things turned tense, and Scar ended up pushing Diddy. Witnesses say one of Scar's friends threw money in Diddy's face. In the chaos that followed, Diddy allegedly pulled a gun, and shots rang out. Within seconds, the scene turned violent. 3 people were hurt, including Nada Rubin, a woman reportedly shot in the face.
Shot in the face?
I said, Puffy shot me in my face. This man testified. I testified in the criminal trial. This man testified in the criminal trial. People are like, why didn't she speak up then? Why is she saying something now? She want clout. Are you dumb?
Word on the street is that Diddy may have been the one who actually pulled the trigger that night. While chaos broke out inside the club, he and J-Lo reportedly bolted, hopping into a Lincoln Navigator with a hidden compartment in the back and speeding off just moments after shots rang out. But here's where it gets wild. They allegedly got pulled over for running a red light during their escape attempt. Still, they weren't arrested at the scene. Instead, both had to pose for mugshots later at the station. J-Lo, according to insiders, completely broke down, sobbing uncontrollably and visibly shaken. At one point, officers reportedly had her shackled to a pole. Then, her mother burst in, yelling in Spanish, "I told you to stay away from him," she had warned her. Daughter about Diddy from day one, and looking back, she might have been right. Oddly, J-Lo agreed to let Diddy's lawyers use her celebrity status to help him dodge the charges, which only made the whole thing more surreal. One of his attorneys allegedly told the judge, "Your Honor, this is Jennifer Lopez, a globally recognized actress. Are we really to believe Mr. Combs was walking around armed while out with someone like her?" That defense, strangely enough, worked. Diddy walked free without facing charges. But now, new claims have surfaced, hinting J-Lo might have played a bigger part than we ever knew. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Diddy himself allegedly admitted that J-Lo was actually the one who brought the gun into the club. Even more shocking, she supposedly handed it to him and told him to shoot when the altercation with Scar escalated. The artist and Mr. Combs' then girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, yes. J-Lo was the one who brought the weapon and gave it to him, the complaint stated. The claims suggest J-Lo's influence on Diddy was strong, perhaps too strong. In her own words, she once confessed that she was so in love with him she would have done anything, even though he was cheating. "He had me completely wrapped around his finger," she once admitted. "It was the first time I'd ever been with someone unfaithful. I was crying nonstop, spiraling, totally losing control." Fans have since speculated that she was so deep into Diddy's world that she likely went along with anything he wanted, including allegedly participating in his notorious freak-offs. Even after they split, whispers say she'd never truly cut ties.
Just now sharing her story. Natanya, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999 and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days.
I can tell you that immediately, the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she had to say, as well as those jurors.
After Jennifer Lopez was dragged into the Diddy lawsuit over allegedly being the gun mule in a 1999 nightclub shooting where Diddy and J-Lo allegedly made a rapper named Shine take the fall and spend 10 years in prison for them, people have started digging into her past, and it raises some questions.
I don't know if he was present with that, but I know he had been hanging around with him in London, in Paris, different places.
Law enforcement sources are expecting the feds to widen the Diddy probe to include previous criminal investigations. Now, we know Diddy was criminally investigated regarding that shooting in New York, but I didn't realize the extent of J-Lo.
Even while she was married to other men, rumors swirled that J-Lo was still secretly linked to Diddy, and 50 Cent himself claimed she was tangled up in Diddy's wild world, deeply embedded in his infamous freak-off scene. But here's where things turn serious. The government has subtly hinted at her involvement too, even if her name hasn't been stated outright. If you read through the fine print of the federal charges filed against Diddy, the implications are jaw-dropping. The documents accuse him of systematically abusing women and others, with patterns of coercion into arranged sexual encounters with male sex workers. These incidents, according to officials, involved everything from verbal pressure to emotional manipulation, physical threats, and carefully orchestrated drug supply. Diddy and his team would allegedly transport these women to his events, provide narcotics, and then use financial control and intimidation to make sure they complied. The paperwork also points fingers at Combs' staff, including assistants, security, housekeepers, and executives, saying they acted as enablers and shields for his actions. Diddy's company's structure allegedly helped facilitate and cover up years of abuse, according to the feds. Surveillance of these freak-off parties apparently went on for a long time, and the authorities believe several big-name stars were involved. The legal docs claim Diddy used his influence to manipulate victims under the pretense of romantic involvement, then pressured them into prolonged acts with male workers, calling them freak-offs through threats and force. But the most shocking whisper, that 50 Cent openly stated J-Lo wasn't just attending these wild gatherings, she was allegedly involved in them. He even went so far as to claim that some of the young men around her weren't legally of age. According to sources, 50 didn't keep this explosive info to himself. He allegedly handed over all of it, including video footage, directly to the FBI, showing J-Lo at these parties. It's no secret that 50 and Diddy have had beef for years. So it's not entirely surprising that he'd be the one to bring this to light. But giving the feds footage is a different level of serious. When his long-rumored documentary finally drops, it could trigger a media explosion. Reports suggest 50 Cent even wired some of his. Hollywood associates who've since been questioned by the FBI, one blind item claimed that Jennifer Lopez appears on multiple surveillance tapes seized during raids on Diddy's properties, and that some of those tapes show her with underage boys. Allegedly, the FBI informed Ben Affleck about what they'd uncovered, which is what led to his decision to end their marriage. There are even murmurs that the government may formally name J-Lo in their case before the trial wraps, whether that's as a witness, a victim, or possibly as someone accused of helping Diddy. Some fans think witnesses connected to the case haven't told the full truth, like the bodyguard who reportedly accepted a $100,000 payoff to stay silent about what happened with Cassie. It's tough to predict how this will all unfold. Supporters online claim that Ben Affleck might be holding the key to everything. After all, he's known J-Lo since 2002, dated her for several years, and stayed close even after their breakup. Rumor has it Ben rushed into the divorce just to keep his own name out of the legal crossfire because he allegedly knew too much about her history with Diddy. That raises questions. Could Ben himself get pulled into the legal mess? Did he help keep J-Lo and Diddy's secrets under wraps? Could he have played a role in the darker side of their lifestyle? Girls, something tells me this storm is far from over and it's only going to get messier from here.
You know, it had been rumored that one of the reasons that Ben Affleck was leaving J-Lo is because all that stuff started to come out and resurface about her connection with Diddy. I think it's a combination of that and probably some other stuff. You know, the word on the street is that she's a horrible person. You know, she's very, very disrespectful. So we're gonna check this video out. I just feel like I seen a video where someone asked her a question about Diddy and she was just saying, you know better than that. So I think Ben is just trying to separate himself, you know, no pun intended, but we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all the love and support with you guys coming over. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
They go raid Puffy's house and they get all these videos of J-Lo doing this and J-Lo doing that. And they know the fact that J-Lo lied and said that the gun was Sean's or whatever, and took that man to prison and destroyed his life, and she knew it was Puffy.
Not Suge Knight doing the most from jail and spilling all that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez tea. And honey, don't let those bars fool you. He knows a lot. Okay, you guys, when you think about it, at what point did Ben Affleck start distancing himself publicly from Jennifer Lopez? Around March, which is when the raid on Diddy's house happened. And it was also around the same time J-Lo was being mentioned a lot in reference to being Diddy's accomplice. Child, were we right? Diddy is the reason why Ben left J-Lo. But hold on, there's more. You won't believe what Suge Knight dropped that made it clear that Ben is done with J-Lo because of Diddy. Suge Knight says that he is quite sure Ben A.B. In case it was not already clear, J-Lo and Ben Affleck are officially done. Sources close to the couple have actually revealed that the divorce papers have been finalized, but they have not yet been filed. I can bet that the next thing that will hit us is a joint statement saying how much love they have for each other and how they fought to make it work but couldn't. And get this, Ben recently paid a...
Do you guys think that she is ever going to speak out
And he had a sex tape on J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez has multiple tapes.
We knew then that there was a nice tape out there on J-Lo.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
His father done things to him that he should be in jail for.
And I can tell the video was graphic in nature.
Can't tell you about the first time I met him, the real truth. Can't speak on it, you know. Some stories gotta be untold.
Being locked up hasn't stopped Suge Knight from stirring the pot. And now he's spilling major tea about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez antitrust. The bars aren't keeping him from speaking facts. Squay claims to have insider knowledge. And he's hinting that the split between Ben and J-Lo has everything to do with Diddy. Think about it, when did Ben begin to pull away from J-Lo in public? Around March, right? That just so happens to be the same time the feds raided Diddy's mansion, and when J-Lo's name started popping up in connection to his scandals. So, could Diddy really be the reason Ben walked away from the marriage? It's looking more and more likely. But Witzegue dropped an even bigger bomb. He says that Ben Affleck received explicit material from the FBI tapes that reportedly showed J-Lo in compromising situations. According to Suge, those recordings were the final straw. After that, Ben was officially done with J-Lo and wanted no part in the mess connected to Diddy.
J-Lo right there, they about to let her out. Hey, J-Lo. Hey, when you gonna stop messing with these lanes, man? Get a real one like me. Oh, you ain't gonna reply? Keep getting divorces then, Lane.
But you did used to date Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Who's Can't Stop?
Diddy, he's a...
Oh!
He's a hell of a hustler.
No, he was.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was. But I don't know. We never lived together. I was talking more about my relationships where we lived together and everything. We were like boyfriend and girlfriend when we were little.
J-Lo, you weren't grown.
I know Jennifer Lopez has multiple tapes.
There's definitely a tape out there. Somebody gave me like a minute of a female that was allegedly J-Lo on it. I was gonna put out a DVD on that. J-Lo had her business attorney, this guy named Beanie Medina. He was the one managing J-Lo and Puffy at the time. That's the only reason we was going after J-Lo. J-Lo was with Puffy, so J-Lo was all the war, right? PR people. It was about 8 top-notch executives inside this meeting when I'm walking in. They were on me, so I was like, ooh, sure. You gotta remember Ja Rule and J-Lo had that hot song out at the time. Irv and Suge relationship was starting to get good. He was like, man, that tape you had on J-Lo, man.
Remember when Suge was saying that he had a sex tape with her? And he had a sex tape on J-Lo. I mean, Suge, if she do this, nigga, you can't do that, nigga. Destroy that shit if you got it. He said, yo, Gotti, for you, tell her no one will ever see that shit. Has anyone ever seen that?
In case it wasn't obvious before, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are reportedly over for good. Sources close to the former couple have confirmed that, while they haven't filed the paperwork just yet, the divorce is already finalized behind closed doors. And if that's true, then a public statement is likely just around the corner, something along the lines of, "We still love and respect each other, or we tried everything. But it just wasn't meant to be." You know the drill. Meanwhile, Ben has already been quietly taking steps on his own. Insiders are saying he recently made a payment, though they're not revealing what it was for. And that move has only fueled more speculation that things between them are officially done. Everyone's now waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it feels like we're days away from a Hollywood breakup announcement.